Welcome, Angry Faithful, to the X only What the Hell episode where you only see us on X and we say some really ridiculous things and we watch ridiculous things.
And we
And
talk
Trey,
about crazy things, and we have a good time for about an hour. So if
yeah.
you're tuning in with us from the beginning, we appreciate you guys. If you're watching us later, fucking come back and check us out every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Central.
Now, as a police officer, have you ever said, fuck this, I'm done with this chase?
Yeah.
Okay. I have one because I want to get your expert opinion on
Wait, are we talking foot pursuit or vehicle chase?
vehicle chase.
Okay.
Okay. This stumped me because I was like, holy cow, what the fuck? All right, watch this. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I
I'm
think
good on that one.
I thought so because I was like, oh, whoa, no, whoa. I'm surprised that cop. I guess it was a Espanola one, so Federati. I'm surprised he even made it up there. I mean,
I'm
you
pretty
get a
sure
good.
that was AI.
No.
I'm pretty sure that was AI.
That was not AI. Let me see if I can go back to it. See if I can find it real quick.
They have AI in Spanish too.
I know that, but no, that I know what kind of truck that was. That was a Hennessy truck. It actually could do that.
It's
But
called
that car,
AI.
it's not IE.
It's AI. I think it's definitely AI.
It's not AI, man.
I'm pretty sure.
That is not AI. I'll do it again. Look at that shit. Woo.
That is what I don't see. The hang time there is what makes me think it's AI.
You know what's sad? And we talked about this on a restaurant show, Ding 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 podcast. Check it out on Tuesdays nights at 8 o'clock. And we talk about it. The fake stuff that looks fake in the ring is usually a mishap. And it's real. The one stuff that looks like totally bullshit, and we go, oh, that's what happened. It
Yep.
was a mess up. That's way our eyes are nowadays. I think. I mean, we see something like that, we're like, that's impossible. And you like watch it a couple of times, like,
I don't
that's
know.
not fair.
Text me that video.
Okay. Oh,
I'm going to debunk you. Is Johnny jumping on tonight or no?
No, he's got to watch the Red Sox play. Hopefully they win, and he's all hyped on that one. So, but here's another one that I found. It's called Prank Done Right.
Okay.
And you know they have those clown pranks and everything.
Yeah.
Where they jump out and everything. You see the woman right there, and I still think this is kind of fake. But what it was the woman was officially in real danger because the guy was following, and the clown guy just stops. What makes it kind of weird is the guy's behind right there. They're wandering away. So they're probably going to kidnap her. But I think it's still staged. That one, I think, is staged. Yeah.
These guys are running out of ideas and coming up with new shit on the internet, you know?
Yeah.
And stuff like that'll get clicks. So I it wouldn't be hard to write or hard to stage, you know. And definitely the thing that tells you it was staged is how do they have 4 different camera angles of that woman walking?
Yeah, I totally
You know,
get that.
set up on a tripod.
Yeah, this is not staged. Yeah.
Now, that hang time was not fake.
That wasn't. That was just full
That
on.
man took the last ride.
Hell yeah, he did. He got fucked the fuck up.
That was, yeah, I saw that. I think yesterday morning when I woke up, I'm sitting there scrolling before I get out of bed,
Yeah.
and it was a great way to start the day.
Oh yeah. Here's something. Here's something I think is actually fake. This has been going around, taking its a little thing, but it's to set this up. It's basically a DHS sniper on the roof putting a laser on a chest on the guy. I think this is total bullshit because
I don't think that's fake. That's the one with yeah.
Get out of here! Don't try to hit me.
Get out of here.
Well, I have
Get
no.
out of here. Don't come back.
Get away
I
from
see
me.
you again.
Get away from me, sir.
Get the
Where are you? You're pushing me onto the road.
Get the fuck out of here.
Let me move. Let me get out. If you're gonna let me get out.
Fucking walk.
Hey, sir, stop it.
Fucking walk.
Stop.
Walk, motherfucker.
What are you doing? Why are you so mad? I didn't do anything.
You did.
What did I do?
Walk.
I haven't done anything.
Walk, motherfucker. Do not come back.
Watch out.
You come back, I'm gonna fucking smoke you, dude.
Really?
Yes, really. I'm
Why?
gonna smash that fucking camera.
Stop it. Stop. Sir, stop it.
Stop sticking your camera to people's fucking face.
I have the right to be here.
Okay, did I say?
I have the right to be here. I have the right to film. You have DHS watching you right there, lasered on you.
I
You have a
didn't do
sniper
nothing.
lasered on you right
I
now.
don't give a fuck.
Stop it.
Stop
You-
sticking your camera to people's face.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay?
You have a sniper on you right now. You have a sniper on you right now.
Get the fuck out.
Was it written? I think it was.
Okay. Here's my you go ahead with your reasoning. I'll go with mine.
I don't think it was DHS. I think it was one of his buddies that he put up there waiting for somebody to agitate him. But
You know how I know that you're right? What kind of lasers do most night vision goggles only pick up, and the reason why they use them?
IR.
Yeah. Can you see IR lasers? Unless you have night vision on.
No, but I mean that was a green laser.
They don't carry lasers like that on fucking guns. They carry IR laser. And the only way you could actually see that laser being pointed at you is with night vision. So it was staged.
No, I mean, dude, I can tell you, I have definitely, as a law enforcement officer, carried both a green dot and a red dot on my gun. So yeah, you can definitely have both. They have IR and a red dot or a green dot, or even a fucking blue dot if you want to be fancy. But yeah, that's definitely possible that somebody was up there with a gun pointed at that kid with a green laser on it. If it was DHS, you would have never known about it because of what you're saying. It would have been an IR laser, and it probably would have been on him way before that.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe another theory, that's DHS that's been watching him be a shithead the whole time, following him. And then finally they're like, okay, this is enough. Bloop, bloop, and light him up with the green laser. Like, hey, motherfucker, we see you. All three are totally plausible. But yeah, they sell fucking IR and red dot combos.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, if they're using a blue laser and they're trying to be fancy, if they're wearing a blue shirt, will the
I would
shirt
use a
burn?
blue laser.
Would,
I would
would
use a blue laser just because blue's my favorite color.
yeah, but would it not burn blue?
I wouldn't think.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm poor. I have a SIG laser. So
Here's something that impressed me.
oh, I heard that. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, he got arrested.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, that's impressive.
That, I mean, yeah. And he's fucking stroking, dude.
He's fucking mounting that shit as fucking hard and badass as possible. He's
Yeah,
like
he's getting after it.
he's going balls deep at everything.
Great shirt too.
And he had to pay. Okay, the woman in the video admitted he paid her $40 to take part. Dude, $40 for that? That's well, you're in Thailand, so
I like it. That's fucking wild, dude.
yeah. But
What else you got? Any other fun videos, memes?
no more fun videos. I mean, we can go into X real quick and see if we can find another one. We got
What'd
the
you think
Trump.
about Hegseth's speech
Dude, I watched that whole thing.
about
My
the fatty
Lord.
fat generals and admirals, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's people. Holy shit.
What?
Okay. I always do that. I'll end up finding something like the last possible moment. Watch this shit. Watch this shit.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Watch the freeze frame. Is this the one with the freeze frame?
Yeah. Boom.
Bip. Woo! There you go. That's why that motherfucker got ran over.
Yeah.
People are like, "Oh, you can't use the car." Yes, you can. It's fucking deadly force. And if you listen to the video, he said in there, they're like, "Oh shit, he's running towards those people, or he's running towards that lady, or something like that."
Yeah.
And that's when he was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna hit him." You can hear him say that. I think it's two guys in the same unit.
Yeah.
It's probably a 2-man unit, but he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna hit him," and he just wah. And I
Yep.
like that freeze frame where they go, "Bloop, here's the gun."
Yeah.
You know, that's why.
I almost shot a dude because he was trying to run me over with a truck because he was trying to accost his old lady. He got in his vehicle, he tried to run me over. And then dude. Fucking stupid people around. Anyways, the Pete Hegseth stuff, yeah. That was
You say no more fat generals and no more beardos.
yeah.
So
No beardos. They're going back to twice a year PT.
yep, PT tests twice a year and height and weight tests or checks twice a year, which happens at the same time you take your PT test.
Yeah.
So
There's probably
my
not going to
advice.
be in the infantry anymore.
Say again.
There's probably not going to be that many women in the infantry anymore.
God willing.
Yeah.
But no, my advice to the guys conducting the PT tests is if you're going to do your height and weight standards, do that after the PT test. Let those guys dehydrate and lose a little bit of that fluff.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's better to weigh in. You're going to weigh a little less after a 2-mile run than you are, before it.
Well, here's the strange thing because the Air Force does like fat. They do like the fat test.
Body
and then
fat?
Yeah, body fat.
Yeah,
And
I
then have
always
you?
I always had to get a tape test in the Army.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Friend of
always
mine.
had to get a tape test.
A friend of mine's dad had to do the same thing only because he was a bodybuilder. He did not. He had like 0.5% body fat, and he would fail as he would be considered
Yeah,
fat.
because according to the Army, I'm 5'9". I was supposed to weigh uh I think 189 was the max that I could weigh. Dude, I went to basic training. I weighed 205. I graduated basic training at 20 at 200 on the dot. And
Mm.
then I went to Iraq. I came home from Iraq at 201. Like, that's my natural weights. I always had to do a tape test. And so what I would do is hit a freaking neck machine and go like pump up my neck for a couple days before so that it's swollen because they tape your neck and your waist and I don't remember what else they tape, maybe your thighs or something. But I remember it was neck, chest, and waist, but they taped, and did all that and did the calculations and I always passed height and weight, but it wasn't for lack of, not it wasn't because I was in the standard. I passed it because of the tape.
Mm. See, I was like, when I got back from Bahrain, I think I weighed like 195 because all I was doing was working out and eating. That's all I was doing there because I had a stupid easy job. All I had to do was like take out the trash, and
I wonder.
that's a funny story how I got that job because one of the women was sexually assaulting me or
Really?
verbally. Yeah, she was verbally sexually assaulting me. She was ugly and shit. She fucked with me on the plane ride, and I got pissed off. And then when I was working in the kitchen, I was working storage. Then the sergeant put one of his airmen back there to work that. So I was like, okay, I'll go do this. And she just kept it on, and I kept on going to legal and writing down. I was like, hey, I want to put this stuff in here just in case. Because I talked to my dad about it. He's like, yeah, you need to do that as fast as possible. Because she's gonna, if you say anything against her, she's gonna call sexual assault charges. So I wrote down legal everything she said to me and everything. And then one day I was going through the line and they were doing breakfast and she grabs my fucking junk. I slap her hand. I was like, get the fuck off me. Don't ever fucking touch my junk again. And she's like, you want it. I was like, listen, bitch, I'd rather super glue my dick to a bullet train than a fuck you. So get the fuck off me. And that ended up going through the command, and her commander was her base commander from her base. So he was blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna get an Article 15 on you. I was like, well, before you do that, go to legal. And I had them write down all this stuff. And my sergeant knew this. And he goes up and he's like, yeah, she's been doing it forever. He's been keeping tabs too. He was like, oh, she would never do that. And Leo got onto him, got onto her. She was moved to a different location onto the base. And all I was doing, they just let me do what the fuck I wanted to after that. So all I did was lift weights, do trash, and I got home. When I got home, my first sergeant goes up to me. He's like, "What'd you do over there?" Because they called us and they said, "Never mind." And I told him what happened. He's like, "Oh, dude, thank God you listened to your dad." I was like, "Yeah, I would have been fucked." But yeah, they're doing all kinds of stuff to where They're getting rid. I believe they're getting rid of the women in the infantry, and they're getting rid of the beard waivers, which some of those people need to have waivers only because, especially black people,
Yes.
because they get that curly. It's black people and people that have really curly hair. If they can't, if they have to shave, they shave with a straight razor. They get like curly cubes in it. Oh, dude.
It chews them up. I know.
Yeah, dude. I had a guy that he was on a waiver, and I asked him about it. I was like, dude, what's with your beard? He was like, I can't shave. I have to trim it with a buzzard. I was like, really? How bad? He told me that he had his face was like this, like mine, but he went with the razor when he was in basic because he had to do that just to get the waiver,
Yeah.
and his face went to like a fat kid's.
Yeah, dude, I've seen it happen. Like it gets bad. We had guys in my unit that would shave with a razor, and then their face would like literally look like fucking ground meat, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like white dudes would get razor burn, and shit just from whatever, like from sweating and having to shave every day. Yeah, it's inconvenient. It sucks. But dude, some of the black guys I saw that had to shave back then, that shit was brutal, bro. I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm not I'm not mad at shaving profiles. I'm really not.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Especially
I
when you aftermath.
I personally think that we should be able to rock a badass beard. You know?
Yeah, because they found out studies and everything about, because the whole reason why nowadays they have you like wear you can wear a beard is because of gas mask.
Right.
They're afraid of gas mask, and that's the only thing I'm kind of like, really. If as long as you keep it up and everything, you should be all right. Because the whole reason why we have the high and tight and and you can't wear a beard is because of lice.
I'm just saying I didn't pull out a gas mask the entire time I was in Baghdad. It stayed underneath my bunk in my room the entire
The
time.
only the only time frame I wore a Kim suit was when we're doing exercises.
I never put a Kim suit on after basic training.
That was the only time we didn't have to have that in basic training, but the only time frame I wore a Kim suit was during exercises.
Oh yeah, no, our first week in basic training, like in the army, like your first, I think it's like day 3 or 4. Once you get downrange to your basic training unit, is
Mhm.
gas chamber time.
Really?
And yeah, they did all that first, so we had to learn how to suit up with old, charcoal suits and all that bullshit. And then they put us in the chamber, and first we had to like break the seal, and just to show that you could clear the mask, which sucks because it burns, it burns immediately. As soon as you walk in, back of your hands, anything that's exposed kind of starts to burn and sting a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, and then like you can feel it on the back of your neck. Um, but your face isn't burning and your lungs aren't burning. You break that seal and you take that first hit of CS gas and you're like, oh shit, and some people freak out, dude. We had a guy freak the fuck out and almost like he almost got kicked out. He ended up making it through, but he ended up having to do the gas chamber again that day because he went in there, broke his seal, and just lost his shit.
Mm.
But yeah,
We
once we stayed in there and then we broke the seal, cleared it, and then just kind of sat there and sucked for a minute, and then we had to take them off, and I think we had to say like the infantryman's creed or the army creed or army song or some shit, and then you start choking and snotting and yada yada, and then they lead you out and they tell you to flap your wings and wiggle your legs and all this bullshit to get the gas out of your clothing. And dude, you're good within you know what a minute, 2 minutes. Like your breathing and everything's all back to normal. You're fine. It's just now you're cleaning up snot and tears and all that kind of shit.
didn't
But
do ours until our duty station.
oh no, man, it's part of basic training in the army. Or I mean, fucking 21 years ago it was. But I don't know what they do now. But I'm sure they still. Yeah, I saw Rich. Rich has posted some videos since he was a drill sergeant.
Those
You know,
are the only ones that he's done. He's done the gas chamber, and he's also done like Battle Buddy, but he doesn't really do his army videos.
yeah, no, but he's posted that one. It was they were wearing ACUs, so it had to be between '09 and whenever the multicam shit came out.
I can find it real quick.
But yeah, no, the gas chamber was like week 1, dude. We did gas chamber before we ever did our first like 3-mile road march. I got in trouble at the gas chamber because I'm a fucking idiot. So, like, as privates in the army, they like shake you down and shit after you go to the range, you go to the grenade range, anything like that. Like, they're making sure you don't have any weapons or anything that can hurt anybody else, right? And they I kept a grenade spoon that I found. It was a blue spoon off of like a gas grenade.
Yeah, okay.
Off of a smoke grenade. And I just thought it was cool. Kept it, threw it in my shaving kit, didn't think anything of it. Well, dude, it flipped our shit like probably week 3, week 4. Fucking Drill Sergeant Harris, Charlie Company 119. He found it, and the first sergeant happened to be in our barracks at the same time, and he found it, or he showed it to him, and so they both started like just wearing my ass out, like, and I'm just standing there, eating it, right, and then my fucking first sergeant called me Timothy McVeigh and asked if I was planning on blowing up the barracks because I kept a fucking grenade spoon, dude.
That is so fucking.
See, I didn't keep a fucking thing after that.
Yeah, you can buy those things for like super cheap though. That's what's really sad.
I was 18. I didn't fucking know. There he is. Look at that beautiful human.
No, stop running. Stop running. You walk. Straight, don't touch me. Go. Don't go there. You touch me. Get over there. Flap your arms, Joe. Flap your arms. Walk forward.
Yeah. Fly like a birdie, baby.
No, stop running.
I don't know if Rich ever went to. I don't think Rich ever did any rotations at Fort Benning, but if he did, that might have been the same gas chamber that I was in.
Probably. Now, college football.
Oh yeah, we talk about that on here too.
Yeah.
I thought we were just going to talk about cool Army basic training stories, and then you were going to come back with lame Air Force basic training stories. And we were just going to play. We were just going to play shit for shat on that.
Yeah, it was lame. That was the whole reason why I went into the Air Force.
Hey, I'm glad, dude. My kiddo's leaving December 30th. I say leaving. Fucking, he lives in South Louisiana. He's headed up here to San Antonio for Air Force basic training, and then he'll be headed up your way for a year, up around Wichita Falls for training for airlift. So yeah, he's stoked. He chose the absolute coldest time he could to come to Texas for basic training on purpose.
I don't know about that, dude. Texas cold is different, especially if you're in like the Panhandle. That up in the Panhandle, that shit will go right to your bone.
Yeah, but he's worried about being hot during basic training and stuff, like when they're out doing all kind of physical shit. And from what I understand, dude, it's not that physical in Air Force basic training. Like, I got a buddy at work who's a reservist, and he said that he told me he just came back from his like 2 weeks thing, right? His summer training. And he's like, dude, you might find this interesting. I went on a ruck march. And I was like, oh yeah, how far? And he was like, it was 4 miles or whatever it was. I was like, oh, cool. You know, how'd you do? How's your feet? You know, because I know he's Air Force. He's not infantry. He's not used to that kind of shit. So, and he's like, he said, you know, it was cool, man. It was the first time I've ever done that. And I just stopped. And I was like, what? I said, you guys didn't fucking do ruck marches or anything in basic training? And he just looked at me. He's like, no. Is that true, David? Did you guys not do? His name's David as well. But is that true? Did you guys not do rucks in basic?
We did. Okay. The 5th week is the what do you it is basically we do the obstacle course, we do the guns, we do a 24-hour I don't know, just a stage of being in at a base, forward operating base, and then we pretty much I don't want to say call it a ruck, but we had to take uh our bag with us, and we marched back, and we'd had to go through like a kind of a river type thing. We'd get money and everything. That's about it.
Huh.
And that's like the Friday you're back and you're cleaning up your stuff, and the only other thing we do is like 5 o'clock PT, and then we're in the classroom most of the time.
Huh.
I think the most exhausting thing was we had to learn how to march.
Yeah. No, with us, like ruck marches in the infantry, dude, that was, I think we did one like every 8 or 10 days. So we started off at like 1.5 miles, and then 3 miles, then 5 or 6, and then 9. And then at the end, it was like somewhere between 12 and 15, I guess, on the way back from, they said it was 12. So I don't know.
Through those days, through the obstacle course and everything, I think we did about 12 miles. But we did a full 12 miles, but we had to stop. We had to go to the gun range. That was our stop. We did the gun range stuff. Then we had to go to the forward operating base setup thing. We did it there, and then we had to go back to base to our dorms. That was
okay. So I had to like walk 4 miles and then stop and do your thing, and then walk another 4 miles, basically.
Yeah.
And then walk back. Yeah. That's, I mean, obviously being infantry, it was more specific to ground fighting and stuff, which, I mean, we would move on the ground. So it makes sense that we would do that more. I was just surprised that in basic training that wasn't like something that happened all the time, like in all branches. Like I know the Marines ruck, I know the Army rucks. It wouldn't make sense for the Navy to ruck, really, but like the Air Force, most of the time you guys are stationed somewhere around Army people.
Well, okay.
Keep the fucking trucks ready, I guess.
One thing you got to understand is our basic is 6 weeks long. That's it.
Right.
That was the whole reason why I did that, because the Army was 8 and Navy was 8, I believe, and the Marine Corps was the worst one. It was 16.
12.
Is it really?
Just the Marine Corps boot camp is 90 days. So that's 90 days is 3 months. And then after that, you go to your school for, infantry school or whatever it is. Like with me in the Army infantry, I was in the same unit the entire time. Like when I graduated basic training, I didn't go to a different company or anything. I didn't even go to a different rack. It was like, hey, you guys are done with basic training, congratulations. Like you're really in the Army. You get a day and a half off. Be back Sunday night, ready to keep doing the same shit for 5 weeks because this is what the infantry does. So we just did basic training for another 5 weeks. Basically, we just got to work with cooler shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's 13 weeks.
Yeah, it's probably like a week for reception or whatever. But
yeah,
it's 90 days has always been the famous saying. It's a 90-day boot camp.
And Navy is, how is it 9 to 10 weeks?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Like I said, I don't know if they're factoring in reception times or whatever. When I went through, it was basic training was 9 weeks, and infantry AIT was 5 weeks. But we spent like 7 or 8 days in reception before we even went down, to our basic training unit. So I was really there 16 weeks.
Yeah, Army's 10 weeks now too.
It's probably for all the DEI that they had to add in.
I'm curious. Air Force is 7.5 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's not even 7.5 weeks. I can tell you that right now. The first week you're getting all your stuff done, getting your uniform. Dude, that was one thing that, okay, how fast did you get your uniform?
We got them during that week. Like it took us we probably got them like day 3 or 4. But we got our uniforms in reception before we got to basic training.
Yeah, we were in the dorms, and they told me just bring like 2 days of civilian wear. I was like, okay. So I brought 2 things of civilian wear, and my DI was like, "Hey, where's your other clothes? You wore that like a couple of days ago." I was like, "Yeah, they told us only bring XYZ." So it took me a little bit while until I got my uniform.
Yeah, no, we got them like probably day 3, I would say day 3 or day 4. And then we had them, if the guys that were like in the National Guard were showing people how to put their uniforms on and stuff like that, for the guys that didn't have any like the pre-basic training stuff with their recruiters, or they just were handed their shit and like, here, put it on. Dudes pulling their ball caps down, pulling their covers down like ball caps and shit like that. But it was it was about, I think, 7 or 8 days that we were in reception.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm anxious to see what my kiddo says here come February. I want to see what Air Force basic training's like now.
Yeah, that would actually be interesting, because I still have my my bag. I've kept that.
My kid said he's got a couple buddies that have gone through Army basic training since they graduated last May.
Mhm.
And he's talked to him and it was like, man, this sucks, dude. Like we should have went Air Force with you. Kids getting some buyer's remorse.
Well, yeah, every friend that didn't go in the Air Force, it was Marine Corps, Navy, and the Army. Every one of them was like, "Yeah, we had to do push-ups all the time." I was like, "Really? How bad?" Like we were always doing push-ups. Really? Man,
Yeah.
that's weird. How many times did you do push-ups? We had like 5 to 7 o'clock, and that's all our exercise. We got
in trouble at shower time one night. Now we were supposed to be doing our own thing like grown-ups, and we weren't. We were fucking about. And one of the drill sergeants came up there and like snuck in and busted us fucking off. So he pulls everybody out the showers. Some people are dressed in PTs, like some people are in towels or whatever. It doesn't matter. Puts everybody online and front lean and rest. Get down. Okay, cool. Start doing push-ups. All right, cool. Everybody flips over to their back. Start doing flutter kicks. All right, cool. Then this fucker tells us to do like V-ups or whatever. I
Oh,
forget what they're
shit.
called. So yeah, we start doing those. Well, when you're doing the V-up or whatever, like for the thicker gentleman like myself that hadn't worked off all that weight yet, um, the smaller your back kind of makes like a suction cup on that super clean floor. And then when you bend up, it makes a fart sound. And so you just hear people doing like flutter kicks and V ups and shit. And you just hear these random, like loud ass back farts. And dude, you couldn't hold it, bro. Like after about the third or fourth back fart, you, once the first person went, that was it. Everybody broke, dude. And that drill sergeant had our ass for about probably 30, 40 minutes after that. I'm not gonna lie, like everybody else on the internet, and say that drill sergeant smoked our ass for 4 hours after that, because he didn't. It was about 30, 40 minutes that we got fucked with, and then we were good. Then we got to take showers again. Dude, my basic training company fucked around a lot. There's a lot of us from South Louisiana, though.
Oh yeah. So we really didn't have that much trouble. Most of the people around me were people that weren't able to finish college because they ran out of money. So they were
Yeah.
like a little bit older. There was like one dude, he busted his knee while he's playing football, college football, and he went to the Air Force and became a PJ.
Damn.
Yeah.
We had.
But
Go ahead.
he was one of the ones that he got married as soon as he got out of basic.
Oh yeah.
But
No,
he was
we
like
had one guy with a degree, but we had one dude with a degree, and he came in as an E4. So that was kind of cool. He was a smart dude. He ended up becoming an officer. But I went in as an E3, and it was weird. Obviously my last name Witzel, so I'm last in the roster.
Mhm.
And we had an odd number in our platoon. So it was actually me and the two other guys. Me and the two last guys we had a 3-group battle buddy. So anytime one of us had to go shit, all 3 of us had to go or whatever. It wasn't, because we couldn't leave the one battle buddy alone. So all 3 of us had to go. It's fucking retarded. But so we end up getting this guy. I forget his first name, but his last name was Clark. He's a fucking idiot. He was in the Wisconsin National Guard. Fuck that guy. If you're watching this, fuck you. Don't watch another episode. But he became my battle buddy, right? Naturally. So this dude had already gotten recycled from another company. That's why he joined us. And we never could get a straight story out of him, like if it was medical or behavioral or whatever. So he comes back to us and marching, bro. This dude never washed his uniforms. He always smelled fucking sour. Like just nasty. Like he was always fucking up. When we went to the grenade,
I know that. I know that smell. There's a guy up at work right now. He's oh god.
Like just always smell like sweat and mold.
Yeah. Was he fat?
No, he was a skinny, like actually skinny kind of ripped dude from Wisconsin. He never washed his clothes.
No.
Like we would have to, after bedtime, like we would have to stay up and go wash our shit, Like after lights out, if you had laundry to do, or like you'd have to wash it during fire guard, shit like that, man. So, but he would never, he was lazy, so he never washed his shit.
We had dry cleaning.
Oh, fuck off.
I'm not joking, man. We had dry cleaning. The only time we had to do laundry was we did it on Saturday, and I was part of the laundry crew, so I did everybody's laundry. So
no, this dude always fucked up. Like we went to the grenade range, and he he got locked up with the grenade in his hand. So he's up there, dude. We're watching through the little fucking thick ass glass thing, and they got the two or three little grenade chambers up there, and he fucking gets up there and he is holding a grenade. He sweeps the safety off, and then he clicks the fucking thing off, clicks the spoon off, and he looks at the drill sergeant. And Drill Sergeant Waldo grabs his hand and starts banging it on the fucking top of the wall. And finally, this retard let go of that grenade. They throw him down, and the second they got like right below the fucking line, it went off. Bruh, this motherfucker continued through basic training after that too.
Oh my lord.
Dude, we took this motherfucker. I swear to God, this is truth. You can there's people from Louisiana, from the Louisiana National Guard that were in my basic training company that can verify this story. We took that motherfucker, held down all four corners of his sheets. One dude got under his bed, and two of us were over his bed, dude, with 100-mile-an-hour tape. We fucking took that 100-mile-an-hour tape and wrapped him from his shoulders all the way to his feet. Took a strap, put it around his head, and fucking put tape over his mouth. He could breathe out of his nose. We took his bed and stood that bitch up in the middle of the shower with all six of those heads hitting him. Dude, we never had a problem with that motherfucker taking a bath again after that. He did not stink anymore after that.
Here's a quick question.
That was 21 years ago. I hope I can't get in trouble for that. Yeah, we absolutely did that. Fuck that guy. I said, I don't remember his first name. His last name was Clark. He was in the Wisconsin National Guard. He was a piece of shit.
No, you're not the only person that's done stuff like that. My dad even has stories from his heyday when he was in the Air Force. They had to do that to somebody.
And dude, compared to the stories that the older guys told us when we were that age, we thought that was like bad shit. Like, no, that's really not even that bad. You know, I mean, it needed to be done, and I think it was better than, you know, pulling a Full Metal Jacket on him and beating his ass with bars of soap or anything. That's not gonna. I mean, all that's gonna do is get us all in fucking trouble. Yeah. No drill sergeant ever said a fucking thing about what happened in the shower, dude. We never heard a fucking word about it. And that was my platoon in my bay, my battle buddy. So, yeah, hopefully my kid doesn't have to deal with any bullshit like that in the Air Force. Thanks, Hegseth.
Hey, you heard of, I think it's Milton Morons?
Milton Morons? No.
Milton's Morons?
What is that?
It was a study to see if you had an IQ of 83. It's the whole reason why we found out that if you have an IQ of 83, you can't be taught anything. You're officially, you can't be taught. Yeah. Well, the whole reasoning for that was because of Milton's Morons. They were trying to figure out if they can take people with IQ of 85 and take them and put them in war. So they grabbed like 1,000 of them with an IQ of 83. By the way, it was mass casualties. There was a brick that died.
I would assume.
Now, saying that, if you watch Forrest Gump, do you think that's the time frame that happened? Because I was reading up on it, and it's like Milton's Morons. They tried to do this. They tried everything they could possibly do. They even tried like repeating the stuff over and 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 over, and it wouldn't stick. And yeah, I think that's the time frame that Forrest Gump was like in there. But I think Forrest was autistic, so.
Oh, I don't. You know that he wasn't.
He wasn't retarded. He was just autistic.
You know, he was a real person, but that movie's not real, right?
Yeah. But okay, think about it this way. Okay.
You know, he didn't play football for Alabama, right?
Trey.
I'm just making sure, Bubba.
No. I'm just okay. Sometimes you see these videos is like, oh, we're gonna deep dive this and we're gonna cut this. We think this is what happened and we think that's happening. I was thinking about it because I was talking to a friend of mine about that, about the Milton's morons, and maybe that's the reason why they had him in that during that time frame. Him and Bubba, they weren't the brightest of the bunch, but they both okay. Bubba,
I
both
never
were
thought about that.
both of them were autistic. The reason why I say both of them were autistic, what was Bubba's go-to thing? He knew everything about shrimp.
Yep.
And Forrest, if you told him to do something, he would do it to the leather and as fast as possible. So they were both good at following orders. So they weren't like full retards.
Did they, in real life though, did they all go like to the same basic training, or were they all assigned to the same unit?
See,
Do we know?
I don't know.
Because I'm not too familiar with Milton's morons or whatever he did. Is it Milton's morons?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
I might be doing injustice, but I know they had like an operation they did that. They were just seeing how high of IQ you have to have just to
Just to be able to function like as a soldier.
yeah.
I think now we call that the ASVAB test. You got to have at least a 31, but we can get you a waiver for a point or two.
Hell,
I actually don't know what the minimum on the ASVAB is now. But you remember what you scored on the ASVAB?
Yeah, 43.
You remember what your GT was?
What do you mean my GT?
Your line score?
I have no idea. The only thing they told me was like, your ASVAB is 43. I was like, okay.
No. I had a
So-
72 ASVAB and a GT of 116.
What's a GT?
I think it's general technical or whatever. I don't know. It's one of the line scores that they calculate, but basically that you have to have like your GT score has to be like 110 or higher to get into like specialized shit for smart people or special forces or stuff like that. And they kept pushing me, like wanting me to go into being a mechanic and stuff, but back then I had no interest in mechanics or any of that kind of shit. I mean, it was 2004, so I ended up going infantry. But yeah, apparently with a 116, they said I could have pretty much done whatever I wanted. The GT score, I guess back then was a huge thing in the Army. I don't know. I don't know what it is now. I've been out of the game for 12 years, 13 years.
Yeah, I didn't score that high on stuff. Like like I said, I would. What's sad is I didn't score that high on the ASVAB, but whenever I do tests and everything, I always got like 100 on those tests because I found out that all their questionings they give you the questionings, they give you the answers, they just mix up the answers. So I just memorized all the answers. And I memorized all the answers and all the questions. So I made
Yeah, no. I did when it came to the ASVAB. I actually like all my buddies and stuff. Hardly any of them took it serious, but like I was planning on joining the military, so I went ahead and took it serious and everything. And like the funny thing is, dude, I can remember I can remember questions on the test like about the mechanical shit because I thought it was so funny when the recruiter's talking to me and like trying to push me to go into like vehicle mechanics or aviation mechanics or whatever. And I'm like, dude, I don't know anything about that shit. Like I don't want to do anything. And then later on in life as I was learning shit, I was like, oh, that transmission fluid is red. Oh, wait a second. I remember on the ASVAB test when they asked me what color transmission fluid was. I remember just looking at it and being like, "Fuck it, I don't know, red." And I remember specifically like selecting red on the ASVAB and bringing that into like correlating that into real life. Like I don't know, probably 5 6 years later. Fucking dumb. Just and that makes it even funnier to me that they wanted me to go into something mechanical. I had no fucking inclination whatsoever, dude. I knew motor oil was black,
It's
but
not.
I didn't even know back then at 17, 18, dude. I had no idea that used motor oil was black. I didn't know that fresh motor oil was like golden clear.
Oh, really?
I had no idea, dude. That's why I'm like that. I scored really
Dude,
good in the mechanical bullshit, and they want me to go work on. I don't know a fucking thing about cars.
Dude, I grew up. Me growing up, my family were race car drivers in Dallas.
Oh no, dude! I could change a tire. That was it.
I I could overhaul a vehicle.
No, I could change a tire. That was
Not,
it.
not nowadays. Fuck that. Like German cars. Fuck that. I'm not doing anything with German cars.
Well, now
I
like
Tigua. And by the way, it was Project 100,000. They took 25% of U.S. Army soldiers in Vietnam were intentionally recruited misfits who couldn't read or write and had an IQ below 75. Okay, I was wrong. And or dropped out of high school. Some didn't even know the U.S. was at war. They had 3 times the casualty rate as regular soldiers.
sacrificial lambs, dude.
Pretty much.
Like, yeah, that didn't work out so well.
I knew
But
it was something like that.
no, I was I'd stayed like went to Iraq and everything, and then came home, had some money built up, bought me a little car, and bought a '98 Honda Accord. And my mom had been going to like the same mechanic since I was a kid, and so I popped over to the mechanic shop when it was time to get a oil change. And dude, I was having a hard time finding a job. Like I had a job from the time I was 16 until
Yeah.
until I left to go to basic training. The only time I didn't work was during football season. That's because my parents wouldn't let me. And when I got home from Iraq, dude, I couldn't get a job at fucking McDonald's. Like nobody would hire me. So I go get my oil changed and I'm talking to him and everything. And he's like, dude, he said, can you push a broom? I said, fuck yeah, dude. What's up? And he's like, be here at 7 tomorrow morning. I said, all right, cool. I showed up, literally started off like cleaning the shop and shit. And that turned into like oil changes and transmission flushes, mechanic work. We didn't do like AC work or dash tear outs or anything like that, but under the hood, like changing master cylinders, changing belts, alternators, all that kind of shit. I can do it all now just from what I learned from him and by the grace of YouTube. If I need something more technical, but yeah, dude, I didn't know shit about any of that until after they had already wanted me to do the job. But nowadays I do it all myself or do everything that I can myself just because I don't want to spend the fucking money on it.
Yeah.
Like I changed out the blower motor in my Mazda today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude, it's like I could have went to the shop and had it done and it would cost me, an hour to an hour and a half worth of labor plus the part plus the markup,
Mhm.
or I can go to O'Reilly, grab the part for $130 myself, go take out the plug and the 3 screws, and then put the new one in there and put the 3 screws and the plug in 15 minutes literally in the parking lot at O'Reilly. Yeah, I just saved myself $150 doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll work on my own shit. Vanessa's Volkswagen? Nope. That shit's going to the
Oh, yeah.
shop, dude. That way, what
Yeah.
you were saying about the German cars, fuck that. That thing's going to the shop.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't. I shouldn't point at the shop like that. Let me come into frame and say that I was pointing at the shop while I was talking about the German cars.
Oh, it's over
I
here.
said, "Fuck that! It's going. It's going to the shop." That's how I was.
Over there.
Not.
It's
I was
going-
not doing that. I was not doing that.
Sure. No, I did that
Holy
with the
shit!
first.
We've been live for an hour.
Yeah.
What else you want to talk about?
The Georgia Alabama game. We'll just talk about that because
Yeah.
the Ole Miss LSU game.
Oh, we can talk about it, dude. The Nuss bus is broke down right now.
Yeah.
That motherfucker's on 2 flats and a broken rib, I think.
Yeah.
Something's wrong, dude. Brian Kelly, I don't like him. I don't like his play calling. I don't like him as a person. I hated that we hired him. I don't think that we call the right plays at the right times. I think that we underuse our receivers and try to rely on a running game that isn't there.
Yeah.
And our defense did their job. Our offense sucked. And that's really all I got to say about that. I think we beat South Carolina this week.
Yeah.
But I think Brian Kelly could fuck around and be on the playoffs, on the cusp of not making the playoffs. He could fuck around and lose another stupid game. But
Yeah.
Vegas was right on that. They had missed by 1.5. And Ole Miss won by what? 9? So Dan said on Drinking Bros, he's like, man, Vegas knew something was up. They know something's up with this. I forget what game's coming up that he was talking about. He's like, dude, they usually don't miss like that. So I think whoever's ranked number 18 is playing somebody that's unranked. It might be Iowa. They're playing somebody that's unranked, and the unranked team is favored to beat them by like I think 2.5 or some shit like that. I was listening to it actually while I was changing that blower motor, but yeah, no, the LSU game it was super fucking disappointing. It'll be a bounce back week for us. Hopefully we don't struggle with South Carolina. We got to go out and prove something. The offense has to do something. The defense is there. We got a good defense.
The only reason why I watched that one wasn't because, well, I wanted to have something to talk with you about it, but also I wanted to see what the Ole Miss coach was going to say. Because after it wasn't like he was like, hey, I got to go find Wes. I mean, he's dating my daughter now, apparently. I found out that.
Yeah. No,
It
he said, hey, I gotta find Wit. Make sure we covered the over. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. He said, yeah, I'm gonna go find Wit and make sure we covered the over, which I thought was pretty fucking classy. I'm not mad at it, dude.
Yeah.
But
the Georgia Alabama game, that was a good game, dude.
that was a good fucking game, dude.
That had me on pins and needles all fucking day, or the entire game.
They didn't score the second half.
No, but they
didn't score the second half and they still won.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you do that? And like, dude, it's crazy. I don't know. I don't think. I don't know what to think about Alabama. Are they good? Are they not good? I mean, they're good. They're always good. They're Alabama, but they're not the Alabama dynasty? Are they just? Where do they belong? Do they belong like in that 6 to 10 range? Do they belong where are they at right now? Or where were they at when they played Georgia?
They were Damn it! I had it up right there. We go. Uh,
Let me see. Bear with us one sec, folks. Where are we at? Georgia. Georgia. So at that time, Alabama was ranked 17th.
yeah, and they jumped down to
So
10. Jumped up to 10.
yeah,
And Georgia.
I think that's a good spot for them. I think.
Because
I don't know if LSU.
They lost 2 games already, haven't they?
No.
They only lost the one to Florida State.
Yeah, Alabama was 3-1 going into Georgia.
Yeah, yeah, and this weekend they're going against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt.
So,
but yeah, I mean that first game against Florida State. Florida State is a powerhouse this year.
They're surprising a lot of people.
Yes, and I think it's because of Bert Kreischer.
The machine got them fired up, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Dan said that he thought that the Penn State and Oregon game was fucking booty trash, which he said it happened that way at the end because the defenses broke down and those offenses are going to score points, and I agree with that.
No, Florida State lost against Virginia, but it was
they did.
Yeah, it was.
That was the first. That was the first week, wasn't it?
No, their first week was Alabama versus Florida. And
are you sure?
Yeah, that was this weekend. They went up against Virginia.
Okay.
Because August 30th, they went Alabama versus Florida State. September 6th was East Texas A&M versus Florida State. It was 77. Kent State, it was 10-66. And last weekend it was Florida State versus Virginia, and Virginia. It was overtime. So, and then this weekend's going to be Miami of Florida and Florida State.
Well, all right. We'll see if LSU bounces back this week. I wish Johnny was here, get his take on A&M. But you want to go ahead and get us out of here?
Yeah, I don't think A&M's going to go anywhere. They haven't been. They haven't had a good team in forever. If they did, then I mean, they never made any kind of playoffs. They never even won like any kind of ball game. So they're just as much as Johnny picks losers. That's the reason why he liked me. I'm a really big loser.
But anyway,
anyways, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. I'm David Dickerman.
Troy Witzel. Y'all take it easy.
Love you guys. Later.
Meh.